Welcome to Pet Pals. I'm Dee Dee and this is Randy, and we are here at Frederick County Animal Control to show you some adoptable pets that we have available this week. Our first guest is Midnight, and Midnight is a 3-year-old spayed female domestic shorthair tortoiseshell cat. And she was adopted from the shelter 3 years ago to a family with kids and a busy schedule, and she fit in very well. And they are now moving and are not going to be able to keep her, so they brought her back to us, which we ask people to do if they adopt from the shelter and for some reason aren't able to keep the pet for the pet's entire lifetime. We like to know if it doesn't work out, and we like to know why, so that we can try to make better matches for that pet in the future, and also so that we can counsel people about the things that change over the course of a pet's lifetime. Many people don't think about the 15 or so years that they're going to have a pet. So things happen during that 15 years, such as moving, new babies, work schedules. So these things, preferably when you adopt a pet, will all be accounted for in the planning that you have for taking a pet into your family. And of course, we understand there are circumstances people can't control, but we like to spend some time with you before you take home a pet and prepare you for all of the things that could happen and ways that you might work around that so that you would be able to keep your pet. Midnight in particular is looking for a new home, and since she has experience with kids and in a household, she should fit in pretty much anywhere. If you think that Midnight would make a good match for you or someone that you know, please contact the shelter or check out Pet Finder and pass her picture around. Our second guest today is also named Midnight, and Midnight is a neutered male 4-year-old domestic shorthair black cat, and he also comes from a family with kids and has experience in a household. He was using a product which you may have heard of called Soft Paws. His family purchased little plastic caps for his toenails that are placed on each nail and last about 6 weeks or so. It's a type of manicure for cats that prevents their claws from being able to scratch anything. And this is no more difficult than clipping a cat's nails, but some people choose to use these instead of declawing their cat, which we really like, because in the case of cats that are declawed as kittens, veterinarians say they usually bounce back pretty well with pain medicine. But we would prefer that it not be done to cats because, for example, if you had a puppy who dug a hole under your fence and escaped, and someone suggested having his toes removed as a way of preventing him from digging out under the fence, most people would see that as a little extreme, not necessary. Perhaps training would be a good idea. But traditionally, we have had that option with cats. So we prefer that they not be declawed if at all possible, and we have plenty of ways that you can teach your cat to respect your belongings. We can also teach you how to trim his nails or to use Soft Paws, as Midnight is used to. So if you think that Midnight would make a nice match for your family or someone that you know, come by the shelter and meet him. Remember that we are open late on Wednesday and Thursday nights till 8, and we have hours on Saturday and many holidays that other county offices are traditionally closed. Just give us a call at 301-600-1546 and find out. We are back with another black cat, a domestic shorthair that is also 4 years old, and his name is Guardian. And Guardian is here with his sister Emmy, who is also a black cat. And if you are sure that you want to have a cat that is declawed, rather than have the cat go through that, you could adopt Guardian, who already is declawed. And if you are interested in adopting two cats together and want to be sure that they get along, then of course Guardian and Emmy can be adopted together. They've been together throughout their lives. They share food and get along together very well. We do have a number of black cats in the shelter on a regular basis, and we find that the amount of time they spend in the shelter before adoption is a little longer than other colors of cats. And one of the reasons might be that some people think black cats are bad luck, but I really don't think that's the reason. I've always had a black cat. I think the reason is that they're harder to see in the stainless steel cages with fluorescent lighting that we have. So when people are walking past the cages, it's not as easy to have these cats catch their eye and to see their face and recognize them right away. Once you take them out, then it's a lot easier to see what their personality is like and if they're a good match for you. So if you think that Guardian might be a good match for you or someone that you know, or you know of someone who would like to adopt two cats together, then Guardian Emmy are available. And also, if you are sure that you want a cat that is declawed, then we recommend that you adopt one who has already gone through that process rather than adopting a cat and having them go through that under your care. And as we said, veterinarians say with pain medicine and proper care, they can bounce back. But it is something that we never do to dogs or hamsters or birds. It's a surgery that's only allowed to be done to cats, which is a little unfair to the kitties. So we prefer that you let us help you with training or adopt a cat who has already gone through the process. You okay? We are back with Strawberry. And Strawberry and her sister, who look very much alike, short-haired gray and white cats, are about 10 months old. They came in together as strays, but they're very friendly with people, and so we suspect that someone was taking care of them or their mother for some time because they are socialized people, have experience with being held and pet and restrained and veterinary type procedures. So they will obviously make someone lovely pets. They do not need to be adopted together, but again, if you are interested in getting two cats and you would like to know for sure that they can get along, there is that option. Since they are only 10 months old now, they've spent their lives together and they do play together. But as kittens in the same litter get older, they tend to like a little more space of their own, so they can certainly adapt to living apart, having their own lives. So Strawberry and her sister are available for adoption. These are the older kittens that we have that were born last fall or spring, but starting in about 2 weeks, we are going to have a lot of tiny kittens. And sometimes people think that they should adopt an older cat, which we greatly appreciate, and it does help immeasurably. But we also receive so many kittens throughout the spring and summer that we need to find homes for them as well. So if you are interested in getting a young cat, please don't hesitate. We have plenty of kittens. Starting in a couple weeks, they will be available from this year. And of course, now we have kittens available from last season. So if you think that a kitten is in your future, please come by the shelter and meet them. Our last feline guest today is Gus, and she is a brown tabby short hair. And Gus is about a year old and came to us as a relinquished pet for the usual reasons: new baby, moving, can't afford it. Those are the common reasons that people give for giving up a pet. And while we do understand that there are things people can't control, it is the basic reason that the shelter even exists, is that there are so many families that take on a pet with the best of intentions and realize after a short time that the commitment is a little more than they bargained for, or that conditions have changed dramatically and they're just not able to do all of the things they've committed to do. And because there are shelters, pets are one of the things that you can let go when you are overcommitted. So often they need second starts, and Gus is one of those kitties. She is very friendly. Our veterinary assistant, Lauren, said that during her exam at admission, she was really sweet and was licking them and trying to get some reassurance for what has happened in her life, how that she ended up here. So if you think that Gus would make a good match for your family or someone that you know, please come in and meet her or pass her picture around from Pet Finder, or share this episode of Pet Pals with your friends, and see if we can find a family willing to take her on and give her what she needs. We're going to be back after a short break with more adoptable pets from Frederick County Animal Control. Hope you'll join us.
Hello, my name is Doug Orner, and I serve as Director of Volunteer Fire and Rescue Service for Frederick County. I've been a volunteer with the Vigilant Hose Company in Emmitsburg, Maryland since 1972. Why do I think it would be a good opportunity for you to become a volunteer? It's a great way to meet new people, learn new skills, and also you can receive college credits for some of the training that you receive. And there's always that reward of hearing a special thank you or a smile on somebody's face whenever you've saved a life or helped them in some way, shape, or form. For more information on becoming a volunteer, visit our website, stop by one of our 26 stations throughout Frederick County, or give me a call at the office. I'll be glad to assist you in becoming a volunteer. Look forward to seeing you at one of the stations in the near future.
Oh, man.
If you're concerned that there is a party taking place where there's underage drinking or drugs being used, or that you've heard that a party is going to take place, there's a tip line that you can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's 301-600-1318.
Before, addiction and depression kept me from living my life. And now, every step I take in recovery benefits everyone. There are many options that make the road to recovery more accessible. It begins with the first step. Join the Voices for Recovery. For information and treatment referral for you or someone you love, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back to Pet Pals. We are back with an English setter. And many of the sporting breeds of dogs, like setters and retrievers, are the most popular because they desire to spend the entire day with a person, side by side, hunting rabbits and birds and walking the countryside. But the downside of that is people get these dogs because they're so loyal to people, because they're willing to work all day, and then they leave them home alone all day, which is not what this dog would most like to do. Hunter. He's just very interested in whatever he can find. Rabbits, turtles, cats, anything he can find to do that's more interesting. So he originally came to us as a stray, and we were able to find his owner, and they did not wish to reclaim him. And then, this is going to make him a very challenging case for somebody. He was adopted briefly by someone who didn't have a fenced-in yard, and we don't require someone who adopts a dog to have a fenced-in yard because plenty of responsible dog owners do not have fenced property. You can walk your dog, train your dog, use dog parks, but the people who brought him back said he would have been much easier to handle had they had a fenced-in yard so that they could let him get the exercise he wants to get without having to try to keep up with him. So, if you think that a hunting dog might make a good match for you, or you have a fenced-in yard and you would like to give Hunter a chance, you want to look at the camera, sweetie? He's eating pepperoni. We can't disturb him right now. Then please consider coming by and meeting Hunter. Obviously, Hunter would do well to gain a couple of pounds. And just for his information, he is 3 to 4 years old. He's a male. He's already neutered, so he is ready to go. This is his adult size, so he's not an overly large dog, but he's big enough to matter, and you could enjoy hiking with him and working with Hunter and helping him be all he can be. If you think Hunter would be right for you, please come by the shelter and meet him. We are back with another type of hunting dog from the hound group. Spencer is a beagle, and many people love the hound group. Beagles, basset hounds, bloodhounds, coonhounds, and they also have an interest in looking for rabbits and squirrels and all kinds of animals in the yard. So fenced-in yard definitely helps, but is not required. Hi, Spencer. Yes, what do you like? So if you think that Spencer would be a good dog for you, Spencer is 3 years old. He is already neutered. He came in with another beagle named Sparkles, and Sparkles is also available for adoption. And he has very pretty eyes. A lot of beagles have really dark chocolate brown eyes. His eyes are kind of almond colored, so a lot closer to the color on his ears and head. So Spencer has a lot of energy. You can't tell that at this very moment, but you can see by his tail wagging that he's a pretty happy dog, and that he would very much like to experience the out of doors regularly again. The dogs that are here do live in kennels, but they go outside several times a day. We have a big yard in the back, and we have a play yard out front, and we have a great volunteer corps like Randy here, who come and walk many of the dogs, take them out, get their pictures taken. So while the life in the shelter is pretty good, we have heated floors, food twice a day, what they really want is a person to call their own and a schedule that they can predict and enjoy. So if you think that Spencer would be a good match for you or someone that you know, yeah, please come by and meet him. What's your story? We are back with Andy, and Andy is another type of hunting dog from the Terrier group, and he may be mixed with some Jack Russell Terrier. Andy is not quite a year old. He is already neutered and ready to go to a new home. He has a lot of energy because he's 11 months old and is also a Terrier. And one of the things to remember is they're very smart dogs. And while he may be mixed with some other type of dog, it could be mixed with Beagle. And that would make him, oh, good boy, that would make him even more prone to hunting behavior. And it can be great fun to have a dog like this because you can hide treats in the yard, make them progressively harder and harder to find, and create quite a very smart little dog. You can target train him, which I recommend looking up on YouTube if you're thinking of getting any type of dog. But Terriers are specifically skilled at this. Target training involves teaching a dog to touch an object with his nose, touch another object with his foot, and you can see on YouTube some videos of dogs that close cabinets, open doors, shut drawers, open the refrigerator. It's all the basis of the tricks that you see of a dog getting you a beer from the refrigerator. The way, the way that you work up to that is all through target training. Great fun for you, great fun for the dog, young or old. But since Andy is only 11 months old, he's certainly going to need a lot to do to keep him busy. And if you think that a puppy is in your future or that Andy would make a good match for you and your family, please come by the shelter and meet him. We are back with Nino, and Nino is another type of Terrier. He is part, if not all, Cairn Terrier. And Nino is young. He has already been neutered. All of our dogs will be neutered before you take them home. We do spay-neuter surgeries here for adopted animals and cats. But Nino is already neutered, and so that will make his adoption process a little faster for you if you're interested in that. It takes about 2 or 3 days to get a dog from the shelter. And dogs that are already neutered don't have to be added to our surgery schedule, so it makes it a little easier for us to make all the arrangements for you to come in and interview. Nino, are you being shy? Yeah? And we are interested in finding a new home for Nino. The people who brought him in took him from a friend who no longer wanted him, but they really wanted to get a Chihuahua, so they did not feel Nino was a good match for them, and they brought him in. And he has been great here with everyone. When he was neutered, though, he was a little bit upset about being restrained for the vet. So we would recommend anyone who adopts him to work on target training and teach him that the world is a safe place. And even at the vets, no one is going to do anything dangerous to him. But we would caution anyone with small children that want to hug or pick up or carry their pet that Nino may not be the dog for you until he is a little bit better trained. So Nino is available for adoption, and he's as cute as he can be. If you are interested in meeting him or you know someone who might be, please pass his picture on or this episode of Pet Pals and let us find a good match for him. Our last guest today is Pace. And as has happened before on this show, we have introduced you to a wide variety of pets that might be right for you. cats and dogs and talk to you as best we can about the upside and the downside of pets available to you from Frederick County Animal Shelter. And typically, of all the dogs we've shown you today, they are each individuals and unique, and they have what they have to offer: cute, multiple sizes, many different ages. And we get at Frederick County Animal Shelter very many pit bulls and pit bull mixes. And not surprisingly, of all of the dogs that you've met today, the easiest one to introduce into a household is going to be this 7-month-old beauty, despite the fact that she is our pit bull terrier of the day. Pit bulls can be the entire range of behaviors of any type of dog, but are typically like people, used to being handled, enjoy being handled, smart. And as you can see, this dog has the lowest energy. She's the youngest one, 7 months old only. So she really does have a lot to offer a family if you are up to the challenge of sometimes people are afraid of pits and pit mixes, and sometimes there are landlord restrictions and homeowners restrictions for the breed. So what do you think? She says the camera is scary. So if you think that Pace would make a nice addition to your family, yeah, what happened? Then please come by and meet her and see what you think. Oh, don't be scared, honey. It's not going to be scary. It's not going to be scary. So if you have seen any pets today that you think would make a good match for you or someone that you know, please consider sharing their picture from Pet Finder. Check out previous episodes of Pet Pals at the link below, and let us know at the shelter what we can do for you and your pets to help you keep your pets or help you find a new pet. Join us next time on Pet Pals.